Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello and welcome to the Real Ramblers. I went full crazy for that one.
Like Scottish edition. We're talking about Highlander, train sporting.
I was going to say you could think of a second one. Highlander and Braveheart.
Braveheart. Yeah, anyway.
Welcome to the Real Ramblers. I'm Bill.
I'm
That's Lee. Right over there.
I'm right over here.
Yeah. Welcome to part 2 of our discussion of the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
So last week we discussed the actual branded X-Men movies with a couple of real awesome gems in there and then a couple of pretty good ones and then a couple of bummers.
Yeah.
Today we are discussing the kind of spin-off films.
Yep.
We're going to start with
The Wolverine movies.
the Wolverine movies.
Yeah.
So the first one was they were going to attempt a bunch of them, I guess, called X-Men Origins.
Yep.
The first one was Wolverine. In general, I think people hate this one.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. I get why.
Oh, because it's garbage.
No, I get why. There is garbage in it.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But for me, what salvages that movie is the Wolverine origin stuff I thought was awesome.
There is some cool stuff to it, for sure.
Like all his stuff about, being up in Canada and all of that I thought was awesome.
Yep.
I thought it was really well done. He was great in it.
Oh, yeah. He was always...
and then I liked the team throwing in Gambit and the other. I liked that stuff. I'm sure comic guys are like, none of the characters were what they were supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. But I liked them and I liked the team dynamic. I liked Ryan Reynolds before he turned into that whatever the hell that was.
He was essentially his Blade Trinity character in this.
Yeah. But I mean, it had some cool shit of him with the swords. It had some cool action with them all fighting.
Right.
Once he went into whatever they called Deadpool, I don't even know what it was.
I don't know. They're calling him like Weapon 11.
I 100% agree that it went so far off the rails.
Yeah.
That it was like just garbage at that point. But for me, the first half of the movie has some really good shit in it.
Yeah, I like the like when it shows Logan as a kid and like or I guess James something is his name. I think James something. Yeah,
I think
his real name.
Yeah.
When he's like a little kid and kind of like when his mutation first appears and it's like shows that he's been alive since like the late 1800s or something like that, which is like that was neat.
Yeah.
And it's like and Sabretooth is I can't now I'm brain farting. Is it his actual brother or
I don't remember. I can't remember now. If they claimed it was or not.
Some of these ones are the ones that I like. Just didn't have time to like fully rewatch, so I did like kind of skip throughs. We'll call them.
Yeah.
But and I like Liev Schreiber. I thought he was really great.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like, like a lot of the cast is good. Some of it not. Will.i.am is in this movie.
Yeah.
Will.i.am, not a great actor. Will.i.am should do more music. That didn't work with that one. That was a weird choice to have him in it.
That was strange.
Danny Houston.
Yep.
Who is that dude delivers every time. That guy's great. And he was a good choice to be like a young striker, I thought. He was a really good...
Me too.
That war montage was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Although it is funny that it's like, I mean, they're essentially immortal and it's like... Hey, do you want to go fight another war? Sure, why not? Hey, do you want to go fight another war? It's like, war's not fun, but maybe if they just like fighting, I don't know. It's like the Twilight Vampires.
I guess if you know you're not going to die.
I guess. It's like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's like the Twilight Vampires. You want to keep going back to high school? I would love to. Like, what? Stupid. Yeah, there's another kind of weird timeline-y thing because it's this at one point it's the 70s in this and Cyclops is in it.
Right.
But he's like 17. Whatever, it doesn't, who cares? It doesn't line up. The effects in this one, I don't know if they just rushed them or whatever, because a lot of it, like the green screen stuff, like looks really bad. And I swear to God, his claws straight up look like Roger Rabbit animated claws.
Yeah,
it's like he just like touches them and it's like sparks. Like, what the fuck is going on in this?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I agree.
Because, I mean, he has practical claws that he holds in his hand.
Yep.
So why? I don't know. Why?
There's a lot of whys in this movie.
It's really true. Yeah. Like, it was, I mean, this felt like a cartoon, this movie, you know?
Yeah.
It was cool to see Gambit in it.
Yeah.
But he was in it for like 5 minutes. Like, it would have been cool.
Taylor Kitsch?
Yeah. And he's great. He suited it really well. It would have been cool if he was like in the suit or whatever, you know?
It would have been really cool to see him fleshed out a little more.
Yeah. Or a version of it would have been cool. Oh my God. Yeah. There's at the very end of the movie, there's a young Charles Xavier, and they do the de-aging again, and it looks like kind of frightening. Yeah. It's like someone, you know, like there's those really good silicone masks that they can make, but when people put it on, it's like that, what do they call that? Uncanny Valley? Uncanny. It looks like that. Kevin Durant is in this.
Yeah. I agree with all the bad stuff about it.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's some stuff in there that I think some of his origin stuff and the stuff of him being a loner and away from society, I thought was gold, and was actually, like, emotionally, he played it emotionally so well.
Yeah, the only reason that it's like still kind of fun to watch or like whatever is because he's so good at it.
Yeah.
Like, he's always great
100%.
in it. And it's funny, Emma Frost shows up in this one too, like the diamond skin, but it's very different and whatever. Yeah. And the thing that I thought was kind of like, I mean, I liked all the stuff when they're turning him into Wolverine, of course. And it's like, this was a real big like, what now? Because they're like, well, we can't kill him, and this is like Stryker saying it. He's like, but what we can do is I have an adamantium bullet, and if we shoot him in the head, I bet it'll erase his memories. And they're like, sounds good.
It almost feels like this movie, they should go in, edit it down to like a 45-50 minute movie and have it be like a bridge short film or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It would have been cool.
Because that would have been, like fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just a lot that, like, I don't know if it was just that they were like, you know how like movie studios a lot are like, we need to release this by like July 20th. And it's like they have to rush through this shit. Yeah. Also, I do remember that they're with this one, a version of the movie, like with not completed effects, leaked online and got passed around like crazy, which like also hurt it and stuff as well, like financially and stuff. But yeah, it was weird that it's like they were setting out to do like, we're going to do an origins for all these, but I think this one was kind of killed that.
Yeah, for sure.
But Wolverine obviously is popular enough that they're like, fucking, we got to make more Wolverine movies, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not really a lot great to say about this.
No.
But it did lead into other good stuff.
Yep.
Like
the Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
So I don't remember what year that was, but anyway. So the Wolverine comes out. There is I don't know if it's a director's cut or an extended cut.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which is superior. And are they both James Mangold?
Which I completely forgot about because I remember, of course, that he does Logan.
Yeah.
But I forgot that he did this one.
Yeah. I find it frustrating that when anybody talks about Wolverine movies, there's gush over Logan.
Yep.
Which is deserved.
Yep.
100%. And nobody gushes about this one, and I don't know why.
I really like it.
There's
especially
nothing cheesy in it.
No,
the Japanese setting and the Japanese family that he's like interacting with are all amazing.
Yeah, the actors are all great. All the people they got are
amazing.
Great.
The sidekick that came to get him, Yukio.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
She was great.
Like, I would have loved to have seen more of her. Hiroyuki Sanada.
Oh, I wrote that down because every time that guy shows up in anything, I'm like, dude's
amazing.
Yeah, I've not watched Shogun yet, but I've heard it's really great.
He's so good in it.
Yeah,
but yeah, and James Mangold gives it that realism footing and the action scenes are phenomenal. Like, when he's trying to get down the street, they're all shooting the arrows.
I love that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But the story's super heavy. The atomic bomb stuff at the beginning that was awesome. Crazy. I think his performance in it is just as good as it was in Logan.
Yeah.
And I think those two are his best performances as that character.
I agree.
But yeah, I don't know why that movie doesn't get more love. It looked beautiful.
Yep. It was cool. I like that it was like not in an American setting.
Yeah.
It was cool to just see more of like where he's been.
Yeah.
And what he's gone through and stuff.
I love the story, love the acting, love the setting, love the production design, everything about it. And I don't know why it doesn't get more love.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I completely had forgotten that the
big fight with the robot samurai thing.
Yeah. I forgot that they kept inserting like Jean Grey dreams and stuff. And I'm like, that was kind of unnecessary because, again, I mean, cool to see her show up because she's great. But yeah, like the train fight was super fun and awesome. Yeah,
I think the only difference in the director's cut is there's a few little bit scene stuff, but mostly it's violence and blood.
Yeah, which
added
great.
More in.
Swearing and stuff maybe too, because obviously they take that out for the PG rating. Ninjas. Need I say more?
That badass poster that they made it look like
I love
Japanese,
that one. Oh man, yeah.
art.
Yeah, the Silver Samurai, like the guy that kind of takes Wolverine's power from him.
Yeah.
Now, I don't read the comics, so it's like I know some real comic heads out there like, that's not the Silver Samurai.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know the difference, so I'm just like, oh, that's kind of a neat thing, like a big samurai robot, essentially.
Yeah.
And
the fight's great.
I remember in the theater when they like chopped his claws off, and I was like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
And then it's like his bone claws, because I was like, what's he gonna do? And it's like, oh yeah, he regenerates, but the bones came out. So that's that was like, holy shit, that fight was great.
Yeah.
The villain, like, what was her name? I don't even know. She was just like kind of poison, like a discount Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I'm like, they either could have maybe found a cooler villain,
but it's
or
not
whatever.
like they gave a ton of time to her.
No.
So it's
She's
not
just
like
kind of
she
forgettable.
drowned it like Apocalypse or anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I loved everybody in it so much, and I don't know, I love the feel of it. I love the Japanese setting, and for me, it's a winner. I fucking love it.
And there's just two things I'll touch on. One is they had the after credits scene, and it's funny because they filmed that on the set of Days of Future Past, because this was, I think, must have came out before Days of Future Past, because it's like he's at, I think, like an airport or something. Logan is, and that's when like everything stops and Magneto shows up and Charles shows up. Oh yeah, because this was after X3.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Because this was after X-Men 3 where Charles died.
Right.
And then Logan's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing here? And they are both, because then he sees Magneto and he's like, what the fuck? And they're like, no, we're working together. And he's like, Charles, what the hell? And he's like,
Gandalf. What the?
And then Logan's like, we're going on an adventure. But yeah, it's just like that never led to anything, you know, because obviously they must have switched up plans or whatever.
Yeah.
But it is weird that Charles and Magneto show up to say like, hey, we need you.
Yeah.
Charles is alive. We'll talk about it later. And then they don't.
Yeah.
So that was a weird, but
you can't fault this movie for the thing they didn't make later.
No, exactly. Like only in retrospect, it doesn't make sense. At the time, it was like, yo.
Yeah.
One thing that it's like kind of heartbreaking, and it's like people didn't realize it until after Logan, but in this movie, Yukio, because she could see the future, and she was saying that she saw Logan die with his heart in his hand. This gets me like almost emotional, because I forgot, I rewatched like a lot of Logan, and I was like, oh my god, because spoiler alert, at the end of Logan, he dies holding his daughter's hand. And I was just like, oh my god, that shit came true. And
I
like
know.
oof, like cool.
I would have watched a whole Yukio movie.
She was great.
I really loved her character.
Yeah.
Like
I forgot that's what her
buddy movie with her and Wolverine.
Yeah, because they were great together.
100%. Their
chemistry
was great.
That character's name was Yukio, because then there's in Deadpool there's a Yukio.
Yeah.
Hi Yukio.
Yeah.
Hi Wade. So I think this one is really underrated.
Yeah,
and not a lot of people talk about it. And I don't know why, because like it wasn't the best one, but it was still good. It wasn't bad at all. It was fun and fine, and
for me,
just different.
For me, it's on par with Logan.
It's got a lot of rewatchability. It's a good action movie, and he's awesome in it.
Yeah.
And he trained so much for the same thing. The training he did for this was insanity.
Yeah.
Just a couple quick things about this one. Darren Aronofsky was originally set to direct this, and then he left 6 months before it started filming. And at one point in time, Guillermo del Toro showed interest in directing this movie, but then was like, "Oh, I don't want to be locked into the time it's gonna take to film it." I'm just like, "Oh, that's crazy." Like,
I'm glad it worked out that way, because
I feel like it would have been a really different movie with both of those guys, and still maybe good, but I'm glad it turned out the way it did.
Yeah.
Any more the Wolverine thoughts? Because otherwise,
no, I just love it. I think Logan and It are tied for me for my favorite two movies in the X-Men universe.
It, the Pennywise one? Logan and It? Oh, I see. Okay.
Logan and the Wolverine.
Oh, I see. I like it was Pennywise.
Are tied for me. That's how much I love it. And I might even, controversial.
Oh, God.
I might even like it a little more than Logan.
Wow.
That's how much I love it.
I can understand that from and this kind of rolls right into Logan. Logan is like a fantastic movie, but it's also a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of forgot that. I mean, I of course remember
let's
the
move
movie.
into Logan.
Yeah. So it was straight up rated R. which is great. And this movie needed to be rated R.
Yep.
James Mangold returns.
Yep.
It's set in 2029.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of because it's like Logan, as we find out, because he's like not healing, he's dying because the adamantium has been poisoning him since the 70s or whatever, which is like, oh shit, okay, that's pretty crazy. And it's halfway based on that Old Man Logan comic, I believe.
Yep.
Which I feel like I read at one point, but I can't 100% remember. No, I dreamed it.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. The opening fight is like really brutal.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like Wolverine's like claws aren't even like coming all the way out and stuff.
Yeah.
There's that one part where he's like has to grab the claw and pull it out.
Yeah.
And that's like,
and you can feel it.
yeah, my claws come out fine.
Yeah.
But it's like, I understand.
Yeah.
I have no claw performance anxiety.
No.
Yeah. Fucking speaking of like bummers, seeing Charles Xavier like this in this is like heartbreaking.
With like dementia and
holy shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're finding out that he killed the X-Men like by accident, of course, because of those psychic kind of blasts, which are filmed awesome as fuck.
Yeah.
I think I read that they filmed that like they did like a shaky cam, but then used a stabilizer after.
Oh, interesting.
On that, so it kept like things stabilized, but the whole screen is like shaky.
That's
like
neat.
That whole part where they're in the hotel.
Yep. I love the hotel scene.
Incredible. It's incredible. And it's like, you know, Wolverine's literally like clawing his way to get into the room. And
I love that maybe more than any scene in any of the X-Men movies, it shows the power of Professor.
Yeah.
Because like, that's insane.
It's crazy.
His power unleashed and beyond his control is like monumental. It's like an atomic bomb.
Yeah, seriously. Which is, I think, why in the other X-Men movies, how he was like taken out so easy was kind of like stupid to me. Because it's like he's one of the most powerful mutants in the world.
Yeah.
The only kind of weak thing for me in this, and it's not even a bad thing, it's just weaker, is that the bad guys were a little bit forgettable for me. Like the dude with the metal arm, I can't remember his name. He's good. Like the acting is good. What
about the other Wolverine?
You know what's funny is when I first saw it, I was like, I didn't really like it. I'm kind of back and forth because he was not even in it very much.
Yeah.
But I get it from the standpoint of like that clone or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what they called him. X-24 is supposed to represent kind of what Wolverine was meant to be.
Yep.
You know? So I kind of get that. It fucking breaks my heart when he kills Xavier.
Yeah.
Like in that way too, because it looks like his friend.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know.
It
was a horrible scene.
It really was. Like, it was upsetting. This movie upset me.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a very upsetting movie.
But
and then the other thing, which I think is maybe the strongest point this movie has going for it, is Daphne Keane.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just can't believe I didn't.
Daphne Keane was just
incredible.
It was a revelatory performance.
Yeah, it really was.
You see somebody that you've never seen before come in and put in a performance like that. You're just like,
oh man,
her primalness and viciousness.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that a kid was performing this.
It was insane.
And she's done like she did the Golden Compass TV show.
Oh, nice.
And she is phenomenal in that.
It's awesome when they can find kid actors who just like can knock it out of the park.
I love her. She's very she's got an intensity built into her that's like amazing.
Yeah.
I
very
loved her
like raw and
her chemistry with Jackman was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. It was so good. Yeah, I was like, her fight was bananas.
Yeah.
I think I read that they were like almost afraid at first that it would like look like silly, like this little kid running around killing all these people.
It's like the Yoda conundrum.
Kind of, yeah.
Yoda
That's the
fighting,
name of my
right?
third band. We're terrible at the Yoda conundrum. But it was amazing. Like it was like jaw-dropping when she was fucking killing all those guys.
Unbelievable.
Crazy in the story that there's been no mutants born for 25 years.
Yeah.
Which I guess they didn't outright say, but kind of said it was because there was genetically modified like corn syrup and in stuff that they did so that they could try and kill off the mutants, which is kind of a fucking crazy thing.
Yeah.
The forest fight at the end is
amazing.
Insane. So crazy. And like all those other kids were awesome as well.
And a lot of the Wolverine stuff in this was kind of like the brutal Wolverine that we wanted to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like it was unhinged Wolverine.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, that's what you kind of think of when you think of that character.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like the movie was shot amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
It just,
I'm a huge fan of Mangold and I just don't think he gets.
What else has he done? Why am I blanking?
I think his introductory movie that he got all the credit for or all the attention for was Copland.
Oh, okay. The Stallone one. Yeah.
continue talking.
Oh, sure. I'm just looking at my notes. Yeah. Charles killing all of the X-Men, which was super crazy. I think maybe that was a different story. Because I'm trying to think of in Old Man Logan, if it was the same thing. There's a chance, and I'm like, you comic heads out there that know if I'm fucking this up, don't come for me. But it was either in Old Man Logan or in another like X-Men story where Scarlet Witch made Logan think all of the X-Men, because she could do all that mind manipulating stuff, made Logan think all the X-Men were like bad guys. So Logan killed the entire X-Men team, and then was like, when he snaps out of it, was like, fuck, and that's why he kind of like goes away and secludes himself. It was one of those stories that could be wrong. So
Mangold's big breakthrough was Copland, then he did Girl Interrupted.
Oh shit, that was him. Okay.
Yeah, then he did Kate and Leopold, a Meg Ryan thing, I think it was. That thriller Identity about the motel with John Cusack.
Right.
Then he did Walk the Line.
Oh wow,
which was
the Dewey Cox story.
No,
that's Walk Hard.
One. That's Walk Hard. Then he did 3:10 to Yuma, which was awesome.
Christian Bale, yeah.
Then he did Night and Day with Tom Cruise.
Oh right.
Everybody has misses, and then Wolverine, then Logan, then he did Ford versus Ferrari, and then the new Indiana Jones.
Oh right, that's right. I forgot he did Indy.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's all the notes I have.
Yeah, same here. Daphne Keane was the big standout for
Absolutely.
me in that movie.
It would be great. Oh, I really hope she shows up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Me too. I'm really hoping.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping.
For the amount of cameos I believe that they have, I can't see them not putting her in there.
It would be awesome to see her back. So then we move on to the first Deadpool movie.
Yeah. So now this is the one I forgot to write notes for just because I was pressed for time. But we watched them both recently enough that I should be able to remember things about it.
All right. So you liked it. It was good.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Did you know that the character of Deadpool was like a takeoff of a DC character? I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
So there's a DC character called Deathstroke.
Okay, I know of that character.
Yeah, you know him. Yeah. And that character's name is Slade Wilson. And then,
really?
Yeah. And he came first. And then Rob Liefeld, the comic artist, writer guy, made it as like a spoof. So he made Deadpool and called him Wade Wilson as like a ha.
That's hilarious.
And he's always been like fourth wall breaky and stuff. So it's funny that they tried to put him in Wolverine, and obviously it turned out the way it did. And
the first thing I'll throw in about Deadpool is, and this is the first thing I thought when I saw the movie, is that hands down for me, he has the coolest suit.
I love his suit.
Any superhero ever.
Yeah.
The red and everything about it is perfect. Yeah. I love it.
I love it too.
Such a great suit.
Back when me and Jordan used to do cosplaying, she started making me a Deadpool suit.
Yeah.
And it was just like very basic, and I hadn't.
That would be amazing because you could do the voice, right? So it would be.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't even know if I have it anymore, and it was very basic, and I was buying the accessories to put with it, and I even got like one of those face kind of shields that you put the thing over, and I never finished the suit. But I was so pumped just to get that suit.
Yeah.
Just wear it around the house.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, when this came out, obviously it was like kind of a game changer because of the fourth wall breaking stuff, because of the sense of humor. Obviously Ryan Reynolds was the force behind this movie, having wanted to make it for years and years and years and years. And Tim Miller directing. And it was one of those anomalies where you make a movie that's a great superhero movie, a great action movie.
Yeah.
And a great comedy, and they balanced it.
Everything works
perfectly. Yeah. Like it's perfectly balanced.
It really is.
And that's not easy to pull off.
Totally. And an origin story for a character that most of the public doesn't know what Deadpool is.
Exactly. Ryan Reynolds was obviously born to play the role.
Yeah.
Marina Baccarin was amazing.
And their chemistry together is incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah. And she's underrated. She's amazing.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
I loved Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
So
Brianna
funny.
Hildebrand, I think, she was in the second season of Exorcist.
Oh, right. You're right. I forgot about that. She was
one of the kids in that, and she's a great actress. She was also in a smaller horror movie called Tragedy Girls.
Okay.
That's really good. And she's
nice.
great in it. Yeah, her character was hilarious.
Yeah. Negasonic Teenage. What the fuck? That is the coolest nickname I've ever heard.
Oh, by all means, continue the text.
So funny.
So great.
Yeah.
But it's tons of origin in it. His story, Deadpool's story is great.
Yeah, and like quite sad.
Yeah, very emotional and heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I always like, because we went for a while without watching it, and then we just did a rewatch for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And it's like I almost kind of weirdly forgot that it's like he got cancer. professor.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why he went through the whole thing.
Yeah. And then the bad guy is Ed Skrein, who is another guy I don't think gets enough credit. He took over the Transporter franchise.
Oh, did he really?
When Statham went out, he made the fourth one.
Oh, wow.
Called
I didn't
Refueled,
realize that.
and he was great in it. Great action. He's got great charisma. He's been in a ton of stuff since.
Yeah. He's in Rebel Moon, I think. I think he's in.
He is in Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
But he's great. He's a great actor, and he's one of the leads in Midway as well.
Colossus is in this as like he looks in the comics, you know,
and he's hilarious,
super funny. Yeah. I love the shit with like, you know, Deadpool showing up because he's always like, "Come be X-Men with us."
Yeah,
and he's just like, "Funny that you guys are the only ones I ever see in the house." Weird. It's almost like Fox didn't want to pony up the money for more X-Men.
The in jokes are
they're so funny, and it's like that's what it just makes it work so well.
Yeah,
because it's like he's us, you know, he's talking to the audience.
That's why it's a crazy anomaly because it can't be easy to write a movie.
No,
with blending those things and making it work.
Yeah.
And then the bizarre thing is that they did it again.
I know.
The sequel, which is insane.
Yeah. It's I love even that, you know, when he's like, "Come, we'll go talk to Professor X," and he's like, "Stewart or McAvoy?" you know,
it's awesome. And he cracks a Ryan Reynolds joke.
Oh, absolutely. Like, absolutely. Yeah,
so
he always
funny.
makes fun of himself. Do you remember that this movie kind of got made because Ryan Reynolds and the director made like a little version of that highway fight?
Yeah, and
then it, as you know, Ryan says, like somebody out there mysteriously leaked it online. I wonder who that could have been. And then essentially like it blew up the internet and people were like, "Make this fucking movie."
Yeah.
And then I guess interest was high enough that they're like, "Yeah, let's make this movie."
Yeah. And then it was a massive hit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Do you want to move on to 2?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else about part 1 that
was great.
That just it's so good. Like 1 is incredible.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on 2?
2 I like a little better.
Do you? Oh, wow, better.
Most people don't. I like 2 a little better because I think it takes everything that's great about 1 and just amps it up and makes it even more fun. There's more action,
right?
More humor, and you don't have to spend time on the origin.
Yeah, that's always good with part 2.
And I loved all the extra characters. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah. I think before doing our rewatch several months ago, I think I was under the impression that I liked 2 just kind of okay. Mm-hmm. But when we rewatched it, we were having like so much fun with it. And I was like, I do like this, like on par-ish with the first one. Right. Maybe just on par with the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the extra characters were great. I loved Domino.
Domino's my favorite.
So good. I love that they're just like, you're like, your superpower's luck. That's not really cinematic. She's like, yes, it is.
The way they did it. The way her luck that big, was it a highway fight?
Yeah. And
right?
she got like on the truck.
Yeah.
And
the way they played her luck into the action was so cool.
Oh man,
like,
it was amazing.
So cool.
Yeah.
And again, that couldn't have been easy to write.
No.
To think like, how are we going to make the fight change depending on her luck?
Yeah.
Like that's such a weird thing to write, but it worked brilliantly and she was funny.
Yep. Super funny and great.
The action was like off the charts.
Josh Brolin
was hilarious.
He was
and
perfect
great.
Casting.
Yeah,
as Cable. Like,
yeah,
I did do that cosplay. He was great in it.
Yeah, the kid was great.
I'm kind of so
turns evil. I thought he was great.
Yeah, I don't know why. There was something else I saw him in where I was like,
probably because you hate kids.
Oh,
like that probably has a lot to do with it.
That's why I had a vasectomy.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was fine in this. There was something else I saw him in like a Christmas movie, and I was like, I don't know if I like this guy. But I mean, I don't want to shit on a kid actor. You're doing great, kid. I love you. But he was still like his story was still good too. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like,
I don't know if he's the greatest actor, but I thought he suited this movie. Like I thought he suited the character.
I'll keep this in my prison wallet.
See, that's fucking.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
That's gold. His delivery of it was gold.
Yeah,
but yeah, all that stuff was hilarious. The prison stuff was great.
Yeah,
and just the action scenes for me were
the opening is amazing too, where it's like he blows himself up.
Yes,
and then it's showing him doing all like the hits and stuff like that, and it's like. The action is so amazing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, even shit, like there's the 2 women he's fighting. He's like, is it sexist if I hit you? Or if I don't, like, I still want to be like, you know, equality and stuff. And then like, just like ends up shooting them and stuff. Like, it's so goddamn funny.
Yeah, it is.
It's like perfect humor. And you're right. He's born to play it. But
yeah,
just the whole like time travel thing again, it like totally works. Amazing in this case.
Yeah.
The X-Force stuff was amazing. It's so funny to me that they brought in all these cameos to like kill everyone off in the crazy like Terry Crews and Bill Skarsgård. I forgot Bill Skarsgård was in it.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
And Brad Pitt, like who literally like showed up to do that one thing.
Yeah, it's great.
That just sums up the Deadpool movies perfectly. Like we're gonna have all these, because even in the trailers, I think they were showing like X-Force and then they fucking killed him right away, like in a goddamn like tree shredder and except for Peter, just like the guy who shows up, the mustache.
That guy was great.
I just want to.
That sounded like fun. So
like,
funny.
You're fucking in. Yeah, it was fantastic and funny that they did have that little tiny X-Men cameo.
Yeah.
For like 1 second. And it's like, holy shit.
Just inside the door.
Yeah. And it was like McAvoy and Beast. And I can't remember who else was in there. But it's
I
like,
don't remember.
Like, it was great, no lines, nothing. Just to like close the door. Like,
it was brilliant.
This movie is so funny.
That's why, to me, it's just everything times two. It was just...
Yeah,
there's so much to love in it, and
I liked it much more.
It doesn't have the emotional beats the first one had.
Yeah.
But I think for that reason, it has more rewatchability because it's just literally you just pop it in and have a good time for 2 hours.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And there is still like some emotion stuff with him trying to like he wants to die so that he can like be with Vanessa.
Yeah.
And then of course, like kind of just in typical Deadpool fashion, it's like, hey, got that time thing working? Cool. I'm going to go back and like just like fuck around with everything. And then shooting Ryan Reynolds. And just obviously it's amazing that like for so long they were trying to have a Wolverine. Yeah. Or like Ryan Reynolds wanted that more than anything to like work with Hugh Jackman. And I think
everybody was sure it was never going to happen. Like everybody was like, there's no way Hugh's ever going to come back.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that first trailer or like teasery thing where it was just like Ryan Reynolds just sitting on a couch talking about something. And then Hugh Jackman like walks in the back.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you want to do a movie? And he's like, yep. And everyone's like, what the fuck, for real? This is happening?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm so psyched. I just can't wait. Because I just have a feeling that they're going to blow our minds. I just think there's going to be so much stuff in it that we're not anticipating.
I totally agree. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Do you have any kind of like predictions or anything for... Because unless you have more Deadpool
because I have no idea, because with these people making this movie,
it's hard.
There's no limit to what they can do.
I'm just guessing and speculating, but like the Wolverine that's in this is not like from the X-Men movies we've seen. I feel like it's
the trailer kind of hints to that.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't know. Yeah, I forget what they say in the trailer, but that he is like kind of like falling to his knees, and it's like you were like the cause of something bad or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to imagine, that this is a complete. He has the yellow suit, which looks amazing. By the way,
totally amazing.
And he does apparently wear the mask in it too. So it's like crazy that after 20 years we're finally seeing
it's awesome.
The suit. So I mean, from the trailers, all that we know is that because it is now Disney. And I'm so glad that they're keeping it like rated R and stuff, and they didn't like PG it or whatever. Because it just wouldn't have worked.
People can bash all they want, but Disney's pretty smart nowadays. They're
and it's like they know what, like obviously there's been some like missteps here and there with some of the, because I think they're more trying to do quantity over quality, but I know that they're trying to fix that now, which is great. Yeah. So they're tying it into like the Loki show with the fucking multiverse stuff. Yeah. And normally, we talked about this before, I'm kind of tired of multiverse, but not with this.
Same
because
here.
The way they're going to handle it.
Same here.
I mean, they're fighting in front of a giant broken down 20th Century Fox logo.
Yeah, and dead Ant-Man.
And oh my God, Paul Rudd finally aged.
And it looks like when they go through that portal thing, it looks like the Doctor Strange portal.
Totally, yeah.
So I'm curious what's going to happen there.
And when the Ant-Man skull scene, the bad guy is this woman who I think her character is Charles Xavier's sister.
Right.
But there's other people you can select. Pyro from
Charlene Xavier.
Yeah, Charlene Xavier. Yes, of course. I think it's Jennifer Xavier. You can see Pyro from X-Men 2 and 3 in there. I think Lady Deathstrike from X-Men 2 is in there. Yeah. So there are people that
I think there's just going to be loads of shit that we're like, oh my God, look.
Yeah. And it's like, there's rumors been floating around forever, but it's like, if they're bringing in, it's Deadpool. So it's like, I feel like we're going to see like Chris Evans as Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Like Elektra, like Jennifer Garner. Maybe we'll even get an Affleck as Daredevil cameo because all that was Fox, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
I've heard things say that that's not happening, but you can't trust anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
They could easily be putting that out there just to throw us off.
Yeah, maybe I would love to see like Michael Chiklis in that like suit show up and stuff. Like, oh my God, wow.
No, I can't
Didn't have the effects budget for that, huh? Yeah, I can't imagine. And I'm curious to see where it's going to lead.
Yeah, me too.
Into the rest of Marvel. Like, it would be weird to watch a new Avengers movie with Deadpool in it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
They've had Howard the Duck and a talking raccoon.
That's totally fair. You know what? Yeah, that's good.
Okay, well, that's it. I mean, we didn't talk about New Mutants, but we don't really have to.
I watched it one time. It doesn't really tie into anything.
No, it doesn't. It's forgettable, but it was well done. And I thought it was entertaining.
I didn't hate it. I was just like, okay, that was a movie.
Same here. Same here. It's a good Sunday afternoon if you haven't seen it.
And there was good people in it and stuff like that.
Yeah. But you have any recommendations for the folks?
You can do yours. Let me look up my
Okay, I'll pick. There's a new one that it's out on demand now with Henry Cavill called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Okay.
And it's in the new Guy Ritchie movie. And it's Henry Cavill and Alan Ritchson from Reacher.
Oh, sure.
And a lot of other people in it too. But it's basically a Guy Ritchie version of an actual thing that happened in history about this group of rogue soldiers that are sent by the British military to try and stop a supply ship that supplied Nazi submarines. And they wanted to stop them so that the US could come in and join the war.
Okay.
Because the subs were protecting all of Europe from anybody coming in to help. And it's like The Great Escape, but fun. And it's hilarious. Henry Cavill's amazing in it. His character is so charismatic and hilarious and tough and cool. It's like an old school hero.
Crazy. Okay.
Alan Ritchson is Swedish in it.
Okay.
And he's hilarious too.
That dude
and
is
brutal.
so funny.
He's great.
And
he's hilarious in this.
Oh, that's awesome. He to me is kind of like a Chris Hemsworth, where it's like, it's like,
totally.
you think the guy's going to start out as an action hero, but it's like,
and
he's so funny.
Absolutely massive. He makes Henry Cavill look small.
He's a fucking like a mountain wall. Like it's insane.
It's seriously, if you like fun action, it's above average.
Nice.
Super fun. And it's like a double heist movie almost, because they have 2 missions in the movie.
Okay.
And it's super fun. And because it's based on a real story, it's pretty incredible.
Oh, wow.
But you just can't have more fun than you can watching this movie.
Nice.
It's so great. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
That is a hard title to remember.
It is, but it's great.
My thing that I watched, I finally watched Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it?
Yep.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun. Yeah. Like, it didn't like blow my pants off.
Everybody's saying it's like, the next coming of horror, and I didn't really see it as that good.
No.
But it's really well done aesthetically.
Yeah.
Like, they really made
it's
it
a cool
feel like
concept,
70s.
a really cool concept.
Yeah. I can never say his name,
David
but the lead guy.
Deshmelian. I could maybe saying
like
it wrong.
that.
He's great.
He's amazing
I think
in
that
it.
guy's like star power.
Yeah. When things go bonkers in the third act, it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
For me, it took a little long to get there.
Right.
But it's a solid horror movie.
Yeah, there was
like
fun. Like, I wish there maybe would have been, I don't know, even a bit more of like kind of the backstory stuff, like how, like, I don't want to spoil stuff, but
I guess
like,
showing,
I
guess the fact that it's not found footage, but it's presented as found footage.
Yeah, because it's an old 70s TV.
Yeah, so I guess because of that, they couldn't really explain things much.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. I thought it was just like really fun.
Yeah,
like
it
just
was really
fun.
Definitely worth seeing. Yep, because it's a unique movie.
Yeah, and a very like independent, like supporting independent horror is a very low budget independent thing. Yeah. But I think they did great for what they had. And it's
awesome that it's getting all the attention. That
exactly.
All right, cool. That's it for our X-Men wrap up. And now everybody's ready to get on to Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I've been talking like Ryan Reynolds the whole time. Like,
just do a Ryan Reynolds sign off. Just do it as Deadpool.
As Deadpool?
Yeah.
If you don't go see Deadpool 3, you're going to get cancer. I don't know.
You're going to get cancer.
So if you want to avoid cancer,
that went
either
dark.
Be a superhero or see the movie. It's that simple. Drink aviation vodka. I
don't know. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Keep on rambling.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at LeeHoward_art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.